Welcome to the Wealth Be Hers podcast. I'm your host, Dr. Felecia Froe. Over the years, you've heard me in conversations with incredible people about money, investing, and building meaningful lives. The episodes you're listening to now are part of the Wealth Be Hers Foundations series, where I step forward to share the core truths beneath all of those conversations. These are the foundations, the ideas about money, wealth, security, and choice that most of us, most women, are never taught, but are expected to navigate anyway. This isn't about quick wins or financial jargon. This is about building resilient wealth, the kind that gives you options, clarity, and peace. Let's get going. When I talk to women about investing, before we discuss returns, structures, or timelines, before we evaluate risk, I ask one question, not about money, about her life. The question is simple. What do you want this money to do for you? Not how much do you want to make, not what do you project the return to be, not what did someone else earn? What is this money meant to create? Because if we skip that question, we build portfolios without purpose. And that's how women end up wealthy on paper and misaligned in reality. Most financial conversations start with vehicles, stocks, real estate, private investments, retirement accounts. But money is a tool, and tools only make sense once you define the structure. If you don't define the structure first, the tools do not serve you, they control you. Two women can invest in the exact same opportunity. One sleeps peacefully, the other lies awake at night. The difference isn't the numbers, it's alignment. If an investment supports your timeline, your responsibility, your risk capacity, your desire for involvement, it feels steady. If it conflicts with those things, it feels destabilizing, even if the return is strong. There's another layer most conversations skip. Risk tolerance is emotional. Risk capacity is structural. You may emotionally tolerate volatility, but if your life structure can't absorb a downturn, the investment is misaligned. I want you to hear that. Risk tolerance is emotional. Risk capacity is structural. You may emotionally be able to tolerate volatility, but if your life structure can't absorb a downturn, the investment is misaligned. Or you may be emotionally cautious, but structurally strong. Without asking what money is meant to do, we confuse these two things, and confusion leads to regret. When I ask women what their money is meant to do, I rarely hear, I just want the higher return. I hear, I want options. I want to slow down. I want to protect my family. I want to stop feeling trapped, or I want to feel more steady, more secure. Those answers require structure, not speculation. When the purpose becomes clear, decision making simplifies. Instead of asking, is this a good deal? You begin asking, does this investment move me toward the life I said I want? That question filters the noise. It reduces comparison, it quiets urgency, and it prevents chasing. Us high achieving women are used to metrics, performance, benchmarks, targets. So when it comes to investing, we look for the metric to hit. But investing without defined purpose is like running fast without a destination. It's impressive, but inefficient. When women answer this question in community, something powerful happens. We hear ourselves. We refine our thinking. We borrow language. We gain clarity. And clarity produces calmer decisions. No one rushes. No one postures. We build intentionally. If you're evaluating an investment, or even thinking about starting, pause before you do the spreadsheets. Ask yourself, what is this money meant to do for me? Or what is this money meant to do for my family? More time, more peace, more autonomy, more flexibility. Really sit with it. Get clear on the answer. If the answer isn't clear, it's not a weakness. That's where foundations begin. The quality of your financial life will not be determined by the flashiest opportunity. It will be shaped by how clearly you define purpose. Money without direction creates noise. Say that again. Money without direction creates noise. Money with direction creates freedom. And that direction starts with a question. If today's conversation resonated with you, it's likely because these are not discussions you are usually invited into. They're not discussions you readily have. Wealth Be Hers is a community where women talk honestly about money, our questions, our fears, our decisions, our successes, without shame and without comparison. The podcast gives you the conversations. The community gives you the space, the room to have the conversations. You can learn more about Wealth Be Hers in the show notes or going to moneywithmission.com. If this episode helped you, share it with a woman, share it with a friend who also needs a safer way to think about money, a safer place to talk about money. Until next time, keep building wealth that supports the life you want.